Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. I hope you're having a good one. So we wake up today to a slight drop in Bitcoin. Why? Well, Mt. Gox. Mt. Gox moves some funds to an unknown address, or what people believe is an unknown address. Again, I don't know how many times I have to say it. I guess I'll keep saying it until my face turns blue. That's going to be difficult. Mt. Gox is not selling. They are repaying creditors, and they're repaying the creditors in terms of Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. That's how they will be paid. So there is no immediate hit from Mt. Gox. Do I think some people that received their funds after waiting over a decade for it will sell? Possibly. But Mt. Gox is not selling. Mt. Gox is maneuvering so that they can start sending out those payments, which they've already started sending out those payments. Again, they're sending out, Mt. Gox is paying in Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. So there's no real reason for the market to be going lower, especially after Larry Fink got out there yesterday and dropped the biggest news that should be driving everything up. It is driving everything up. Bitcoin is digital gold, he says. Bitcoin should be a part of every portfolio, he says. And he's not the only one that's saying it. And he doubled down saying, yeah, I was wrong about Bitcoin. And now here we are. So I'm expecting a heck of a lot more to happen. I'm expecting the rest of that good news to happen this week. Next week, the Ethereum spot ETFs will pop up, and that's going to be great news. The market will be moving higher. Do your research now on what you want to buy into, what you will be able to buy to or can buy into, if you can afford to buy into it. I know that's a lot of buy intos. The fact is that not everybody's made of money. And, sometimes you make a hard decision. I know people that have made decisions that they will forego paying bills so that they can invest in crypto because it's a short-term problem. Next paycheck will pay bills. This paycheck buying whatever it is that they have to buy. I know a lot of people that are doing that. They're sacrificing today to have a better tomorrow. Okay, can't be mad at that strategy. It's not perfect for everyone, but it's perfect for some. Come up with your strategy and get it moving. All right. What else is going on? There's a lot going on. Pantera Capital is revisiting on-chain governance with Arbitrum DAO. That's actually a big move. They've been away for a while. So we want to see what goes on in that space. Something else that hit me this morning. There was a class action lawsuit brought a while ago, and it was just wild. It was just out there. It was brought against Tether and Bitfinex. And it was a very broad-reaching class action. So what they've done is they've gone back to the drawing board. Now they're coming back with a slimmed-down class action lawsuit against Tether and Bitfinex, stating that they had allegedly manipulated the market and allegedly had fraudulent price inflation. I don't know. We're going to have to see how that plays out in court. But really, we'll see what happens. I don't know that the class action is going to go anywhere, but we'll see. We'll see what kind of evidence comes out. But I don't think that's going to be a big hit to Tether as a company, and I don't think it's going to be a big hit to Bitfinex. Now, something else that popped up, and I hadn't been paying attention, and you figure I should be. I used to have a list of crypto-related stocks, of just about all of crypto-related stocks, right? And then I used to have, here's what they're making year to date. I can't find that list right now. It's a problem. But you know what I did find? MicroStrategy is up 135% this year. 135%. You want to know how much Bitcoin is up right now? Year to date, Bitcoin is up year to date, about 40-something percent. How's that for crazy? How's that for crazy? So I'm sitting here and I'm saying to myself, wow, that's actually nuts. Actually, I'm just trying to find the year to date on the list right now so I can add it to this view. I'm on a different machine. There you go. Year to date percentage. Boom. Apply changes. There you go. So year to date, Bitcoin right now, as of this second, is up 50%, 50.27% if you want to be exact. Ethereum is up almost 50% at 49.72%. Okay? So when I look at these things, I tell people all the time, please pay attention, please pay attention, please pay attention. Do your own research and pay attention to what's going on out there. There are a couple of numbers that I've been kind of using a lot. That's my year to date and everything thereafter, right? So 7-day, 30-day, 90-day, 60-day, 24-hour, even the 1 hour. I look at all of those so I can try to spot momentum and get a rhythm, right? The other number that I use for, more research is the factor, the all-time high factor. That's the factor that a coin will have to have in order to go back to its all-time high. What's the factor? Let me explain it to you. It's the X, right? Sometimes you'll hear, oh, this coin I think can go 4X. Well, I'm doing calculations based on what will it take for this coin just to hit its all-time high. 2X, 4X, 3X. On one of the lives that we did last week, one of the poll questions was, which one had the best, X factor or all-time high factor out of these coins? It was like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Hedera, Toncoin, Cardano. Those were the other ones. You'd be surprised at what some of those factors are. They're huge. Just to get back to all-time highs, they are huge. I'll share them again tonight during the show. I'll give you some more of those insights. They're huge. I mean, just to get to all-time highs, you're talking about Shiba Inu having to get to 4.6x to get to its all-time high from right now. Like, what? Do you think it can do it? Because that's what I ask myself when I'm doing my research. Do you think that can happen? Yeah. With no doubt, no hesitation. Yes, I think that can happen. So when I'm going to invest my money, I'm looking at the factors, I'm looking at the sectors, I'm looking at the use cases, I'm looking at all kinds of things that would give me confidence in making such a thing happen. And I sit back and I just go, wow, that's going to be a very big deal. That's going to be a very big deal. So I kind of like having the additional numbers in front of me. And again, the numbers for me come after I've done the research. The numeric or metric research that I do comes after what's in the news, what's going on with the community, what's going on with the major developers, da-da-da-da-da-da. Then I start getting into the numbers. How has it been doing thus far? Has it established some kind of a rhythm? What's the word on the street? I want the good word and I want the FUD. I want it all. So I can make a better evaluation. That's what I do. So right now I'm looking at IMC Chicago, big money maker, along with other financial institutions piling in to Bitcoin spot ETFs. Piling in. That word from Larry Fink yesterday went further than people think. People at other financial institutions heard him. And mind you, there had already been financial institutions that were piling in already starting last week and the week before because they knew it was going to be a temporary downward push. So you better get in on those low prices. So that's what they did. So now with Larry Fink saying what he said, that Bitcoin is digital gold, you're starting to see that FOMO start to happen. Institutional level FOMO, not just retail level FOMO. So can we get back to where we were by the end of the week? Today's Tuesday. It's possible. It's possible. Can we get there next week with the launch of, Ethereum spot ETFs? Yeah, it's possible. Positive upbeat market. Positive upbeat market. That's what I'm looking at. What else is going on? The implied volatility. I'm not even going to get into the applied volatility of Ether. The Ethereum spot ETFs are going to work differently than the Bitcoin spot ETFs. Everybody should know that already. Everybody should know that. And if you don't, here's a simple reason why. Just one reason. There's a finite supply of Bitcoin and there's an infinite supply of Ethereum. Ethereum is meant to move things. Ethereum is meant to get things done. That's why you buy into Ethereum. You buy into Bitcoin for investment purposes, for leveraging Bitcoin, your Bitcoin portfolio to actually do things. You get into Ethereum because you know people need to move money. They still need to do things. There's a whole bunch of use cases that happen on Ethereum or via Ether. That's what I'm talking about. So there are different reasons for these things to go up and perform well. And I think they will be performing well. What else is going on? So again, Mt. Gox. I can't talk about this enough. I really can't. I'm looking at my notes, and I literally have it twice. And it's because you hear it the first time and you let it go. You hear it the second time and you're kind of like, huh. Mt. Gox is not selling Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash to repay its creditors. They might sell a little bit just to handle business, but they're not doing that to repay creditors. Creditors are being repaid in Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. Please remember that. And while people are freaking out over it and bringing Bitcoin down, and you've got a couple of bucks, you might want to buy in on that little dip. Because it is a little dip. We had trouble hitting 65,000 yesterday. That's fine. That's all right. Not a big deal. But we're still trading between my blue bands. My blue bands start at 57,686 and go up to 63,719, right? We need to maintain above 63,719 because that would take us out of the blue band and start pushing us toward the next level, which would be 69,355, right, for Bitcoin. If we can bust through 69,355 and maintain that for a little while, we will absolutely create a new all-time high. Absolutely. First, we have to manage getting out of the blue band and just achieving that number. So again, the magic number that I have in my head right now is 63,719. We have to get beyond that for a little while. Remember, I thought we were going to do a stair step up. Yesterday we had not a big step up, but we had a really nice step up. Not really a stair step maintain, but it looks like we might be doing that because there was a little bit of a pullback. Why? People wanted profit. And then they started freaking out over Mt. Gox. And now the smart people are, taking over and they're saying, oh yeah, no, we're going to buy. We're buying. That's what's up. So when I look at everything, I'm sitting back and I'm just saying to myself, we've got to start paying better attention to what's going on. We've got to get better at it. When you have the CEO of a major financial institution, probably the most important in the world, now controlling over $10.6 trillion in assets under management. And he says, Bitcoin is digital gold. Bitcoin needs to be in every portfolio. That's a wake-up call. That is an absolute wake-up call. Don't sleep on it. Don't make the mistake that other people are making and not getting in when they should get in. They're still fighting the battle. Oh, Bitcoin's fake, blah, blah, blah. Bitcoin's fake, but, Germany just made over $2 billion off of it. Fake, huh? Seriously? The amount of money that BlackRock is making stemming from IBIT, their Bitcoin spot ETF, and you're still questioning? All these companies that have Bitcoin spot ETFs, all these people buying and selling and trading crypto, Bitcoin specifically, and you're still having that conversation? Still? Hey, Stitchy. Gotta say good morning to Stitch. Don't say good morning to Stitch, there's a problem. And he will let you know about it. You can come up here if you want. You want to come up? You want to come up? Uppy. No? You just want your rubs. He's like, no, keep rubbing me. Keep scratching me until you take me outside or let me run around outside a little bit. After this, I'll let you run outside. See, got to pay attention to Stitch. But yeah, so when I look at the news, we really should be paying attention to, now that the fire's been lit, right? Now that the fire's been lit, how much of that fire is going to burn and for how long? I think it's going to burn for a while. The conversation we had last night, and this is why you should tune in at 8 p.m. weeknights, right, for our live show. And I say our because it's our community. The idea that the bull run that we're going through right now is like no other. Everybody keeps comparing, this to previous ones, and look at what it's doing here. It's doing the same thing that it did before, and blah blah blah. I don't pay attention to that. That's not what I'm paying attention to. You know what I'm paying attention to? The enormous amount of adoption, the enormous amount of integration, the integration of the actual technology. That's the kind of stuff that I'm paying attention to. That's what makes me believe that, wow, things are going to go higher. Things are going to go way higher. Look at you. You're a big baby. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto. I don't want to take you too long. I know it's a short show. It's just that we got a lot of stuff to do, and Stitch is looking cute. He wants to go out. But that's it. I mean, when you think about what you've got to do, please do your own research and be sure about it. Right? Oh, there's one more thing. Ripple's CTO, he's saying, hey, look, listen, you should be careful about keeping your money, keeping your digital assets on centralized exchanges. He goes, there are centralized exchanges out there that are doing just fine. Just remember that if a centralized exchange goes belly up, right? If a centralized exchange goes belly up, your digital assets can go belly up with it. I mean, Mt. Gox should be an example. Mt. Gox should be an example. Now, again, I agree with him. There are centralized exchanges out there that are doing very well. Me personally, I tend to keep my digital assets in non-custodial wallets so I can maintain control over my keys and my crypto, right? For those that don't have that level of surety, buy my book, right? And you'll get a better idea about what crypto is, how it is, and you'll get an understanding about the difference between custodial wallets and non-custodial wallets. The name of the book is Crypto Foundations for Building Multi-Generational Wealth. You'll learn a lot. And I know I was supposed to have a class next week. We had to pause because we have to fix registration. That's it. Class is ready to go. The books are already on sale on Amazon. That's all we're waiting for, is to fix the registration process. That's it. And something else that'll come when we fix the registration process, we're actually going to be selling the workbook that I keep talking about. The Grow My Bag Crypto Tracker is going to be available very soon. Anyway, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I hope you like what I'm doing. If you do, invite your friends to subscribe. Invite your friends to watch the shows at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. And pretty soon, you'll be able to watch the shows on growmybag.tv. Hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.